What's going on, guys? Welcome in. I am just starting out a kind of a brand new journey here. By the way, I love pasta, and that's just kind of I don't know how I came up with the name. I do love pasta, and I think a lot of people do. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll stick. No pun intended. But yeah, starting a new journey here, and basically just wanting to. I just have kind of started out learning the whole Meteora thing on Solana and learning how to be an effective liquidity provider. I've dabbled a little bit in LPs over the years in on Ethereum and never was all that successful in terms of just yeah always seemed to basically suffer impermanent loss and just never kind of got into it and just with Meteora and kind of it coming to my attention here in the last month or so, it's been my obsession lately. Like I just want to get good at this. I feel like there's absolutely opportunity if you can figure out effective strategies to put your capital to use and to make some yield in a somewhat consistent and repeatable way. Of course, as we know, everything in crypto is risky, but um, my journey is starting now. And basically, what I'm going to do with these videos is just I want to try and put in uh, my goal is to put in one position a day or to do one LP a day, a pool on Meteora and just try and learn. And obviously, I'm certainly open to suggestions, certainly open to commenters giving me strategies or us kind of walking through this together. But yeah, here to just become better at being a liquidity provider, and that is my whole goal. Um, and if you're watching this, just a brief disclaimer: I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Any um, strategies you might take from this video, or any capital you decide to put at risk of your own, is that's completely a risk that you're undertaking. So, just as we all know, crypto is risky, and you may lose everything that you put in. And I certainly am under that understanding as well for me. So with that, let's get into it here. And I'm going to pull up Meteora. And my goal today, and I've already put in a couple different LP positions, prior to making this first video. And the issue that I've had so far, I've had some decent success, but the big issue that I've had so far is probably a pretty common one is impermanent loss. Basically, even yesterday, I opened an LP position on a pool with Sol and then Ondo, and the pool was doing well, was earning something like 50%, average fees over a 24-hour period. And I was happy with, and it wasn't on a ton of liquidity. Maybe a couple of. I think I put in 2 Sol. It was a one-sided position, and so it was doing well, and then the price for the for Ondo just dropped. And so I had earned like $70 in fees off of about 2 Sol, but the asset that I ended up with, mainly I finally closed the position, was obviously worth less, the coin Ondo, the token Ondo, than when I started out. So then I swapped that back into Sol, and I ended up being down Sol. The fees made up for that difference, so I ended up being only down about 0.15 Sol. But I'm continuing to realize that the blind spots that I have so far in this LP thing is knowing when to enter a position, in terms of Sol versus that token, and then trying to not get into positions where the token is just kind of primed to drop out of my range, and then I end up with a token that is less compared to Sol than it was. And so even if I did earn some fees, it actually is not ending up being a profit, because that doesn't cover the difference between the amount I end up with at the end of the day and the amount I put in to start. So that's the kind of the thing that I'm struggling with right now. I think my biggest goal right now is just become better at technical analysis, understanding resistance and support, and having a better understanding of when I look at charts, being able to understand, okay, where is this likely to go? Obviously, you can never predict with 100% accuracy, but I think right now I'm probably getting into a lot of stuff blind. And if I had more skills in the technical analysis side, probably would avoid some of these mistakes. So, but anyway, my goal here is just I've been wanting to kind of inject some additional capital into um, into Solana, like basically DCAing into a little bit more Solana. And that's one great thing you can do with Meteora, is that you can DCA dollar cost average, that being into a coin that you want. So I want more Solana. I could just go and buy more Solana right now with some USDC that I have. But instead of doing that, I'm going to open up a one-sided pool with USDC only. So the risk with that is that if Solana, the price of Solana, as you can see right now, is 236 USDC per Solana. So the risk with that, obviously, is that Solana, which just had a big drop in the last 24 hours, it was trading at around 260 yesterday. If that were to go up, then I would lose my opportunity to get Solana at this price. However, the thing that I'm hoping for is if Solana experiences a little bit more volatility, and it's at, again, 236 right now. Let me just refresh this real fast. See if I can I'm just going to refresh the whole page really fast and just see if that's where we're currently at. So yeah, currently at 236 USDC per Solana. So if that were to drop back down to say 225, then I would be able to DCA into some Solana with my USDC, also earning some fees as well. Now the fees on here, sorry, you can't really see it behind this StreamYard logo, but the fees are not super robust, about 4%. But again, that's not bad when you consider, an APR for a decent savings account is like 4% right now yearly. This is 4% per 24 hours. Now that's higher. A lot of these Sol USDC pools will be like half of 1%. So this probably won't be sustainable over the long term. Maybe it'll be only for a few hours, but still, instead of DCAing into or just buying Solana right now, I'm instead going to see if I can DCA a little bit, earn some fees in the meantime. So again, this video isn't going to be super long for today. I'm just trying to get it started, and hopefully this process will get refined over time. But let's go ahead and add some Solana. So basically, just to walk through this real quick, here we are on Meteora, and I want to, like we said, add a position. One-sided USDC, want to just DCA into Solana a little bit here. Obviously, if Solana drops to 225, 220, well, first let's look at the range here. But if it does drop to those levels, then I'll get some Solana for my USDC. Instead of just buying it now, I can set it up so that, obviously you can set it up with a couple of different strategies, but can set it up so that I'm dollar cost averaging into some Solana with the USDC. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real fast. So as you can see right now, if I were to just put in, so for just the sake of this video, let's say I'm going to put in $100 here. So you would have, so right now, this is from 0 to 3%, or 0 to a 3% drop. So I'm starting out with the price at 234, and my position would cover all the way down to 226. So if Solana were to drop below 226, then this would be out of range. All my USDC would have been used up to buy into Solana. And so, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this position. And I think for now, I'm just going to go 600 just to see how it does. Yeah, this is step one. So again, fees right now, 3.5%. That's what we are looking at. Let me just scroll up a little here so you can see that better. Okay, 3.5%. Yeah, 3.5% right there. You can see in the top right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for Sol USDC. Obviously, Sol has had some volatility over the last little bit here. So let me just, actually, 1 second here. I need to get my wallet, be able to log into that so I can confirm the transaction. If you guys have any questions about how I'm doing any of this, please let me know in the comments below. Let's do it. So, but actually what I want to do is I want to do a bid ask. So that's what I was gonna, that's what I forgot to mention, was that you can do this spot curve, which is where you have an equal amount of Solana in each of these, what they're called bins. basically in each of these bins is covering like a difference in the price of, Solana to USDC. So as you can see in this bin right here, the price of Solana there would be, that bin would be activated and would, be used for swaps when the price of Solana dropped to 231. So you have the same amount of Solana in all these bins. But if you do the bid ask strategy, then basically you're putting less Solana right at this where the price is right now and a lot more down at this range. So basically you're getting a better price. You're getting more, a better rate for your USDC in the exchange with Solana. And you're getting more of that down at the larger the drop is. So I like these bid ask strategies a lot when you're DCing into something, because basically if you have the spot strategy here, as soon as, this, let's say the price drops to like 230, then you're already like this amount that you've swapped into Solana is already majorly devalued. But if the range were to stick in the roughly, if it were to stick in this range and then kind of bounce back and forth, you would be getting a better price for your Solana or for your USDC if it stayed in the range with the bid ask strategy. So I'm going to do that, do 600. Let's go ahead and add the liquidity. Prove. And there we go. Position is opened. It's currently out of range. As you can see, that little exclamation point. So the price of Solana is currently just a little bit more than what my pool would be. So if it drops down a little bit to 232, 231, then my pool would become active. And again, I'm not expecting massive fees on this. This is not a stable pool, but it certainly is far less volatile than a meme coin. But just an opportunity to gain a little bit of yield off of my goal of DCing into some more Solana. So I'm going to leave this open for a bit. I'll come back after a little while to close this video out and see how it did. So guys, thanks for watching, but I'll catch you on the other side. All right, guys, here we are. It is 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, I'm recording this on Monday, January 27th. So yeah, man, happy Monday to all of you guys. Hopefully you don't have the Monday blues or anything like that. Of course, there are cures for that. But as you can see right now, when I first started this position, it was around 10:30 a.m., maybe 10:30. So this has been open for about 9 hours. And yeah, actually it went, as you can see, I earned $9 in fees. So, it certainly is not anything to write home about. This certainly is not a, the kind of thing where I'm going up and, announcing to my wife that, I just made us $9 in fees over the course of the day. It's certainly not going to pay any bills. But, for Sol USDC, 3.7%, it's not terrible. The total liquidity was only 600 that I ended up supplying. I did check this about halfway through, maybe around 4 Eastern. And at the time, the price of Sol was down to around 226, 227. And I was almost completely swapped into Sol. I had about $50 of USDC left, maybe, something like 2.5 Sol or something like that. And so it came all the way down, came all the way back up. So here's where I'm at in the pool position now. So it's looks like it's just barely back in range. I think for now, I'm just going to leave this open. I basically am exactly where I am or where I was this morning. In fact, I might just even add some more liquidity to this. Maybe just double up to like 1,200 or something like that. And there's no reason to really close it at this point. I was hoping obviously to get some Sol for my USDC. I almost did DC into that. If I had closed the position then I would have had like 2.5 Sol at a pretty good price. And then now I'd be up on my Sol if I had just closed the position. But as it stands now, I'm back to basically all USDC and with about $9 in fees. So I'll take it. Certainly looking to do like more volatile positions, with this, with these videos, and just try to learn at that. And there will certainly be some learning experiences. But that's kind of where we are for now. So I'm going to leave this open and just kind of see what it does tonight. And we'll see what the price of SOL does. But appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. And maybe one of these days, we'll be able to crack crack $100 in fees or something like that. Hopefully that number exponentially increases as we go. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll do another LP tomorrow, or hopefully within the next couple days. So hope to see you guys then.